Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have here a short video with Vladimir Putin, the president of the Russian Federation, where he is going to speak logically and, I think reveals the level of a lack of intelligence that is employed in the American government statements. The problem is, to me, what Putin will say in this little video makes total sense. It's illogical what the Americans are saying and doing. The problem is I'm talking about the guys in charge, the government, the US government, and the free mass media, they parrot the same thing. Russia lost the war, Ukraine is winning the war. Somehow the Russians are losing territory and the other guys liberate their territories. And Putin makes a case here, or at least makes a point that is very logical. And I'm going to let you watch it and you're going to see what he is talking about. So this is regarding the attack MS, the long-range missile systems provided by the United States, moved on the Ukrainian territory. And Putin asked, why were they sent over there? Why were the attack MS missile systems were deployed in Ukraine? And just watch his logic. I will change it like this. So here it is. It's going to be subtitled here. So he starts by saying, if Russia has lost the war, why do the USA, supply attack MS? I mean, just think about that.
Если война проиграна России, зачем поставлять атакамс? Пусть заберут назад атакамс.
Let them back. And all the others.
Приезжает к нам на чаепитие.
He wants Biden to visit them for a tea.
Война.
If the war is lost, what are we talking about? Why attack MS?
О чем мы говорим? Зачем атакамс?
Ask him that. It's funny. Of course it's funny. Why, if you're winning, why do you supply more and more? I will tell you about it.
Смешно. Во-первых, это, конечно, наносит вред. Это создает дополнительную угрозу. Во-вторых, мы, конечно, сможем отражать эти атаки. Война есть война.
This is from Telegraph. So, my friends, if you are winning, why do you keep bringing weapons? That's one point I made, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or so. It's very interesting that, as you know, that little rule, if you are doing something and that the process is positive, it's working, you don't change anything. If you need to always tweak it and add, that means something is not right, unless you want perfection. This is war, we're not talking about the perfection. So if you conduct an offensive, let's say, and things are working, you don't change anything strategically, because by changing it, you alter the whole thing, and that might create problems for you. So if things are working, don't change anything. That's the basic. And he says, as I said before, if you look back in this stupid, whatever is in Ukraine, war, the Americans and their vassal states, they escalated, they continued to add more and more and more and more weapons. Now, it could be because they might want to test them against the Russians and see how the Russians react. That's why they sent, 31 Abrams tanks and didn't send 300 or something. Could be that, but I'm not going to give them, any, little, maybe they are so intelligent. I'm not going to give them that, because their actions don't show to me too much intelligence. The same with the sanctions. If the sanctions, when they say the sanctions started biting, when? They did 12, I think, rounds of sanctions against Russia. If you need to get to the 12th, that means the other ones did not do the job. So you need more and more and more. Otherwise, the first one would have done the job, but it didn't. The same thing with the weapons. And Putin makes exact case, the exact point, points out the same thing I pointed. If it was working so far, if these guys have been winning, why do you send more? Why do you keep doing it? And my point is, look over the map. That's the easiest way to see how the front switches. Because they're going to talk this week about these villages, and then the next week, or visit with them, I don't know, in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, again, look at an update provided by the same source. For instance, I give you Ukrainska Pravda or Ukrinform, or if you want New Voice of Ukraine, and they provide daily updates, front updates, general updates, but they give you little villages over there. Always give you villages. In Zaporozhye, these villages were under attack. Zaporozhye, these villages were liberated, and you can write them down this week, visit after 2 weeks, so give time, and again look and write down the villages and look over the map and see which way the front really moves. People don't do that. And if they do that, they're going to figure out that the front goes in one direction or keeps bouncing back and forth. So it's not like the Russians are conducting an offensive, they're going to move in towards Kiev, or vice versa, the other guys are moving towards Moscow. So this point is, if you're winning and Russia already lost, why do you send more and more advanced and more advanced? The logical, as I know it, is because what you're doing is not working. That means you're not winning. Because if you were winning, you were not changing anything. You were not changing anything. I mean, we are not. You know what I mean? We're not. It's not hard to look at this logic. I mean, unless it's something else that is just a game. As I said, these guys just want to test their military equipment. But in the meantime, the Ukrainians are dying, and that's even more criminal than it is as it is already. Because you got these guys to fight one another for your interest. Great, great. So, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.